I need to show you the first monk that shows up. Oh boy, it's the Ascendant Dragon. Oh, it's the Ascendant Dragon. Hmm.
But Kai, Mercy and Shadow need so much help.
Oh, they can. You can do that on your own. Yeah, that's yours. We're starting here because we're doing
Alright.
alphabetical.
Mercy and Shadow are incredibly strong. They're fine.
All right.
But this again is not my show.
Oh,
let's Kai. We might have mentioned it a few times, but can we regale everyone with your entire emotional relationship with the Ascendant Dragon Monk?
when this was coming out, we actually played a few sessions of just an improv thing.
When it was in Unearthed Arcana.
Yep. Ascendant Dragon. We played a few things. I liked it. Obviously it was low level. I think we were like level 3. So
Yeah.
at the time we only had a few things. But inherently, it was like, you know what? It's still fun. And I just sat there and like, can't wait to get to that. If I were to play this longer, to get to that high level feature where you get this big aura and do all these cool things. The only gripe I had is that your first level feature kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of bad. But you know, there's a first or third
What
level
does it
feature.
suck? Why does it suck?
Let's go here. So
Well, no, we're gonna go with this at first. I'm taking you on a journey. Just answer
yeah,
my
no,
question.
I'm gonna read it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant. I'm going here. So
Okay.
you have a few of these things. First off, if you fail a charisma or charisma, intimidation or persuasion check, use a reaction, re-roll. Once this feature turns a failure into a success, you can't use it until a long rest. Fantastic! For RP, great. Love it. Draconic Strike. Your punches are elemental. Not.
On paper, it sounds cool.
Then you realize you can't use this. A monk inherently just gets magical punches anyways, so all of this is just flavor. And while I like flavor, leave that to the descriptions of things, not your feature.
Your feature is that you have flavor.
I also want to point out, you'd think that you would choose a dragon type.
Yeah, I don't like these
But
these classes that let you fluidly move through them. I like it better when it's like this Dragon Sorcerer where you choose
Or like
one.
the Drake Warden, where you get, this is your Drake, it is this type, and these are
No, the Drake Warden changes. You can change
Does
it whenever
it?
you want.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
you can change it whenever you want. Yeah.
That's weird.
I like it better. I like it better when you choose a dragon.
Yeah, I like it a lot better when you choose a dragon. But you know what? Even with that, in my mind, I was like, third level feature. Whatever. Because also, you get Breath of the Dragon, which is, you use Ki and you basically get Draconic Breath. And it replaces an attack on your turn. So inherently, I was still like, whatever. I punch
Okay.
fire, but I can breathe fire.
Yep. It's okay. Coming out of the Unearthed Arcana, you said, even after
there's-
looking over, you said you needed some buffs. It needed a little bit of help, right?
Yeah, because at
What
the
did
end
they
of the
do?
day, your breath was a bit weak, your punches with element did nothing, and aspect of the worm was really good, but also just kind of like, okay, whatever.
And let's iterate that the idea of a dragon monk is really, really cool.
They broke down my door, slapped the paper on the ground, and said, we've nerfed it. Too strong. Twilight Cleric. Twilight Cleric, it scarred us, so we're nerfing the monk. And I went,
And
what?
Go ahead.
Twilight Cleric was too good, so the monk got shot? Excuse me? I heard that right. I read that right, correct? That's what they did. They took the aspect of the worm, which gives you an aura that makes everyone afraid of you. They fear you. They have to repeat the save on each of the turns. You get resistance to a type. You get resistance to a type. You and your allies, anyone in the aura. And then they said 10 feet. Because 30 feet, that's what was wrong with the Twilight Domain Cleric. So we're nerfing the monks. And I'm like, great. So now, people in my near vicinity are afraid of me. I look at the Paladin, the Conquest Paladin, who just exudes fear and makes everyone his bitch. And the monk, that's a dragon, that should have all of this fire and shit, is like, anyone, can you guys stand near me? In 10 feet, just huddle, group huddle everyone. Let's just get together. Come on.
So, Kai, once upon a time as well, let's not forget this. 6th level, You used to be able to fly for a minute using that 6th level feature. How'd they change that?
You can only fly until the end of your turn. Oh.
And only when you use Step of the Wind.
Yep.
So you must use one of the charges of this ability, which you get proficiency bonus charges per long rest, and a key point to use Step of the Wind, and your bonus action. You have to use a Wings Unfurled charge, a key point, and your bonus action to fly until the end of your turn. And at the end of the turn, you fall to the ground if you're still in the air.
It's splat. Right in the face.
That's 3 resources to fly to your end of your turn.
I get that monks can fall and use feather fall, but why can't I just use this feature I have that makes me use key points?
Okay, do you remember the explanation they gave for that?
I don't remember. I don't remember that. I was too upset about.
They were afraid that this would turn the monk into a damage class.
That's right, because Wizards of the Coast looks at the monk and says support, and then we say, but what does it do to support me? Nothing. And then they
say
nerf...
Stunning Strike.
Then they say
and that's
Stunning
it.
Strike. And they nerf the only thing that could use the support with Frightful Presence and Resistance. Alright!
Like, Wizards of the Coast, I understand giving the interns a chance, but, I think that the design program is not where they should be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a long one.
Well, fortunately, I know a few things that I can think of. So, let's start here. Obviously, I already said it, Draconic Presence and Tongue of Dragons, fine. Even Draconic Strike. Starting with not doing extra damage at 3rd level, that's whatever. I don't care about adding damage at, level 3. That element type actually is handy at the early levels when you run into something that might be resistant to your bludgeoning punch.
It's just at, 5th or 6th. So, whenever you get the thing that makes your unarmed strikes magical for the sake of overcoming resistances, it's then that it becomes kind of redundant.
Right. So, also Breath of the Dragon. It's not great, but the fact that you can replace an attack with it, that's also good. It's like the Dragonborn one. I'm fine with it.
It's helped a lot by the fact that the monks are known for making many attacks.
Yes. So, let's start here. Start here at Wings Unfurled, where you can fly. This is your only 6th level feature. I think this is the point when we add a slight damage increase to your Draconic Strikes. I believe maybe when you use your Draconic Strikes, maybe it adds it could be a +2. +2 damage per hit.
Let's be clear, Kai. We should revert this back to what it was when you could have it active for a minute.
Oh, and
the Wings
Unfurled,
Unfurled.
yes.
I think that we should take a note out of the Undead Warlock, which is a great design subclass. While you have Wings Unfurled on your let's see, what's it called? Your Draconic Strike feature gains extra damage.
Oh yeah.
So you're incentivized to go full sicko mode.
So they vanish after a minute.
Wait, what?
That's the duration. They vanish after a minute.
Okay. Gotcha. And take away the Step of the Wind bullshit. You should not need. That's stupid.
Let's just add a capital Y. You can unfurl your wings. You can unfurl spectral draconic wings from your back that vanish after a minute. While the wings exist, you have flying speed equal to walking speed. And your draconic... I capitalize that. Draconic Strike feature deals... How much should we do? Is it
A D6 extra.
per hit?
I see your point.
I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use your Draconic Strike feature to deal a D6 extra damage once per turn. That way, let's say you use what's it called? Flurry of Blows.
Yeah.
Use a key point to use Flurry of Blows. You get 1 extra D6 with Draconic Strike. You use your breath attack because that also replaces an attack.
Better idea.
Oh?
Slightly better idea, in my opinion. Sorry. I'm kind of taking from the Feywander Ranger a little bit, and the Drunken Master Monk a little bit. There's a few kinds of these features, but what if it's the D6 extra damage, or not even? You can add an extra martial arts die, damage scales, and each enemy can only suffer from this damage once per turn. So you're incentivized to be like the monk in the middle of the fray, just like punching, kicking everyone.
And deal an extra 1d.
No, martial arts die. I think you should do martial arts die.
Martial arts die. Once per target.
Just say, and just a new sentence. Each creature can only suffer this extra damage once per turn.
An extra martial arts die on hit. A creature can only suffer from this extra martial arts die once per turn.
Now you can really have that whole thing of like literally flying through the field, just punch, kick everyone.
And then should this now it's a 1 minute long feature. You just use it once per long rest.
I do once per short rest because your key points come back on a short rest.
And use this feature. Once per short and long rest. Or
Should we add the thing? Because they like doing this now, and I'm a fan of it, to where you can use your resource to get features back. Like you can if you don't have another use of this, you can spend a certain amount of key points, maybe.
More key points.
Well, yeah, that's the idea of like, because basically that makes it where it scales. Because at higher levels, you're gonna have more key points than you know what to do with.
Sure. Once per short or long rest.
Or you can spend 2 or 3.
I'd say it'd be 3. We've improved this feature quite a bit.
Okay, 3. You can use 3 key points to use it again.
All right.
And I would put bonus action at the beginning of it because we didn't put an action economy on it.
As a bonus.
All right, Kai. How does this feel?
Now that we have 10 feet and this thing is flying around the battlefield punching everyone, I'm fine with 10 feet.
And 10 feet?
For the 11th level feature.
Oh, yeah.
Now that this thing actually can fly around and shit, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like this change makes this feature early on, the Draconic Strikes, and this feature later on, where it's really short, but also lasts a minute, pretty good. Although, should Aspects of the Worm be an action or something? Because now we have 2 things that are bonus actions: Wings Unfurled and Aspect of the Worm.
Yeah. As a bonus action, you can create an aura the radius 10 feet for 1 minute. The duration you gain. Just add a little caveat to it that this can be used in the same bonus action as Wings Unfurled.
Add it to Aspect of the Worm.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, or when you use Wings Unfurled. Is that? No, it's not. Or when you use Wings Unfurled. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm like, the features this gives were fine. Resistance and fear around you were good. It's just 10 feet while also this sucked. Mm-hmm. And then there's a 7th level feature, which is I think originally was the only one I was inherently really fine with.
The 17th one?
Yes. When you use this Breath of Dragons, you spend a key point to augment its shape and power. It's now 60 foot, 90 foot. Your choice. Or it's a 90 foot, or a cone, I mean.
A 60-foot cone or a 90-foot line.
Yeah. Each creature takes that damage or have as much on success. You get blind sight, which is good as long as it's not behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. And explosive fury. When you activate your aspect of the worm, you can choose a number of creatures you can see in your area, and they make dex saves or just take damage. Also good. Again, I love the idea of just using aspect of the worm, and you just go to town on that turn. You just go. Like Shyvana.
That's what this should feel like, honestly, shouldn't it?
It should.
All right, Kai. This, basically the only thing we really changed was Wings Unfurled.
Yeah.
But did that fix a lot of it?
It really did.
Okay. Would you play this now?
I would. Yes, actually, in a heartbeat. This is very cool.
And just to give context, guys, Kai avidly does not like the monk, and this was the first monk he's ever been interested in.
They showed this in the Unearthed Con, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to play a monk. And then they nerfed it and went, I don't want to play a monk anymore. No longer.
Oh my.
Alright. I wrote this down because I've heard so much talk about it. Do you want to talk about the 4 Elements monk?
Oh, Jesus. There's a lot to talk about.
Is that another one where it's like, it's too much? I'd have to remake the whole thing, like with the,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, kind of, yeah.
Purple
like,
Dragon Knight?
Yeah. The 4 Elements monk is... I get it. Like, everyone wants their Last Airbender, elemental control monk. I get it. But, like... I also don't feel like that's a monk. I feel like that's a sorcerer or a warlock of some kind. Like, I can see the want for an elemental monk, but at the same time, I don't think it's needed. It's basically the thing of, if this were to stay in these drastic changes, but I also don't have the motivation to change it because I don't think 4 Elements needs to stay.
Alright.
I'm not willing to touch it. Do you want to touch it?
Nope.
Okay. Nope. I'm of the opinion that 4 Elements Monk is what I would label as a mistake.
Alright. Well, that's done. The next one, I didn't have anything to say about Paladin. It had the same thing as Cleric, where I said...
Hey, look.
The spells should be dead specific to your subclass, but we'll do that at the end. I looked through all of the Paladin. I actually read through all of the Paladins I had because I like Paladin, and I'm like, all of these just sure. There's better ones. They all have a place. They're all fine. None of them are inherently bad just because you're still a Paladin. You still get use out of every feature.
I'll be honest. I don't even think you have to change those spells. I think Paladin's very.
Yeah.
I think they're solid. I think Paladin, you know what? I think Paladins is the baseline that every other class should be based off of, because they are right there in terms of they are balanced, they are well designed, their subclasses have identity, and they are fun.
Yep.
I think they are a baseline for every other class should achieve, strive for. What's next?
I believe the next one... Oh, I didn't have anything for Ranger, because we spent a while in Ranger inherently, and they've improved it and done a lot to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did. They did.
Maybe the Beastmaster after Drake Warden came out, or maybe Drake Warden after... One way or the other, but it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but I saw a thing. I'm just putting this out there for anyone else who's interested. I saw a thing where someone said, for the Beastmaster, they feel like the Beastmaster shouldn't be a subclass. They feel like it should be separated into several. Like, the land, sea, and sky should be 3 different subclasses that have specialized animal companions. And I agree. I think that would make it have a lot more identity. Other than just, my animal companion has a swimming speed and mine has a flying speed. That's currently the only difference. So I think a specialized sky one, a specialized sea one, and a specialized land one would actually be very cool. I'm not going to do it today. So moving on.
Alright, then we're going to skip that one too.
Alright.
Rogue, we said before, we didn't have anything to say about it.
No, I was fine with all the rogues. I don't have anything I'd change about the subclasses.
The only one was in my mind was the was it What was the rogue? The one that I liked? It wasn't Phantom, it was...
You liked Phantom.
Oh, it was Phantom.
That's
Yeah.
the one you play. Yeah, that's the one you played for a little
It
bit.
was just the tokens I feel like should come into play earlier on. It felt like
Yeah.
getting the main feature of the subclass at 9th level was weird.
Meh. Yeah. Do you feel like is it enough that you would change it, or are you kind of just like meh?
Like, here's the thing. It's good for its level, so if we tried to add some of the tokens earlier on, I'm not sure what they would
What
do.
we would do?
Because
Yeah.
it feels like a 9th level feature, it just feels like it should have something to talk about earlier on.
Mhm. I think that's just one of the things of like, honestly, what I would do is just as a DM, as a player, I would work with my DM to say, hey, I will like my character being this soul collector. Can I be doing that before? Can I realistically be kind of playing that up before I get the feature at 9th level, and I can't use the things until I get to 9th level? That's the discussion I would have.
Yeah, in character ones.
I-
That's the only one I can think of. Alright. And now we're on to one that, oh boy, enough of the skipping. Enough of that.
Oh boy, Sorcerer.
Oh, there's 2 in the Sorcerer.
I'm realizing that a lot of my grievances were very front loaded and a lot of yours are in the back.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's just go over the Sorcerer, because there's 2 in my list here.
Okay.
The one, I feel like you already know. There's Storm Sorcery, and there's Wild Magic.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Wild.
So, I can actually tell you, I wrote down my issues with both of these. Here's the problem with Storm.
Okay.
You get all these features that work within 10 feet of you, that some of them happen when you get hit, some of them happen only when you cast a spell and they happen around you, and some of them are RP based, and you go, why do all of these things happen in melee range when I'm a sorcerer? I have a d6 hit die, I can't wear armor, and I can't use weapons. Why do I have an entire subclass of features that works at melee range for a class that does not work in melee range? Why isn't this part of the Tempest Cleric?
So one would say we either have to make them survivable in melee range or change the range of these features.
Let's not make them survivable at melee range, because I feel like that's what a cleric does, or a warlock, if you go specific enough. A sorcerer's like a wizard. You are frail and squishy. That it's hard to change that. I know I'm about to play like a melee cleric or a sorcerer, but I'm doing different things to work around that. I don't want to play a sorcerer that's a cleric.
Okay. So you want to go through these and see what we can do for that specifically?
Basically, I'm looking at these. I'm saying, how can we make these not melee?
Okay, let's
not
see. So the
melee
first
oriented.
The first one that has a ribbon feature, you gain primordial as language. It's fine. First level, as bonus action, you can cause whirling gusts of elemental air to briefly surround you immediately before or after you cast a spell at first level or higher. Doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking any opportunity attacks. Do we have a problem with this first level feature?
Everything's bold. Hold up.
Everything's bold.
Alright, there you go. So that was the first level feature, allows you to... Yeah. You can... Okay.
You can fly 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. That's part of casting a spell.
As a first level feature, I think that's fine.
It also it gives you a very easy escape for your entire career,
especially
essentially.
at first level when everything is melee and small and squishy. Just getting 10 feet away and lobbing a spell is a fine feature.
Mind you, you also have your actual movement after this, because this only uses your bonus action, so you can just get 10 feet away.
Is what makes this.
And leave.
But then there's this. Part of the storm. In addition, so basically, you gain resistance to lightning and thunder damage. Alright.
Cool.
In addition, you start casting a spell at first level or higher that deals lightning and thunder. Stormy magic erupts from you. It causes creatures of your choice that you can see within 10 feet to take lightning or thunder damage, equal to half your sorcery level. I feel like this isn't that bad if you just take out the 10 feet. Maybe make it 60 or 30? 30's probably fine. Maybe
30's
limit the number of
fine.
creatures if you had to. Or at the
Wait a
very
sec.
least, maybe you just center it on the person you hit and not on yourself?
Kai, better idea.
What?
The range is 10 feet per level of the spell.
That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Within 10 feet per level of the spell. That's phrasing. From you, I think. From you. There you go. To take lightning or thunder damage, choose each time this ability activates equal to half your sorcerer level.
Solid. I'm good with that. How about you?
That is fine. Also, you get a second 6th level feature, which is it's fine. It's RP based. Basically, you cause it to rain and storm around you within 20 feet of you. It's edgy and fun. Doesn't actually do anything. It makes wind blow in a direction.
That's a ribbon feature.
It's a ribbon feature. It's fine. All right, here's another one.
Wait, and you know what's very niche use of this?
What?
You know all those cloud spells that are like a wind can blow this stuff away.
Yeah.
This can do that, like fog. And
it's fun. It's a fun.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, you'll always have dramatic wind on your hair when you enter a room.
Yep. Hey, here's another 14 level feature. Another melee attack.
Okay.
When you're hit by a melee attack, you can use your reaction to deal lightning damage to the attacker, which is okay. The damage equals your sorcery level. The attack must also make the attacker must also make a strength save. On sorcery spell save DC, on fail, it's pushed in a straight line up to 20 feet away from you. So I can understand another defensive feature. My issue is, boy, 20 feet isn't a lot, considering that means that they can walk back to you and continue smacking you.
Okay, I have an idea.
Yeah.
So what if two things? We make this not only apply to melee attacks, it applies to any attack roll made against you. So ranged, what have you. Second, all of this happens before you actually take the hit. It's when they target you, or when an attack would hit you. And then you activate this, and then they must make that strength save. And if they fail a strength save, the attack misses, as well as they get pushed.
Okay. So when you are targeted by an attack.
Yeah.
Targeted by attack, you can use a reaction to deal lightning damage to the attacker. Equal to that, the attacker makes a strength save against your sorcerer spell save. On fail, the attack misses.
Mm-hmm.
Because part of the issue is also that this is a 14th level feature that doesn't really stop you from taking damage and doesn't really stop you from getting hit further.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, again, just walks back to you and keeps hitting you, and you've used your reaction. It's done. The attack misses. The attacker is pushed in a straight line up to 20 feet away from you.
I think that's it.
So yeah, you save yourself from attack. It's used your reaction. You deal some good damage, and it gets shoved away. I'd hazard to say maybe 30 feet.
Well, I'm going to say 20 feet is fine, because that shove is... Like, 30 feet's a lot, because then you have to consider the fact that you could take a lot of advantage of terrain with that.
That's true.
Like, it'd be very easy to shove someone off a cliff.
That'd be funny, though.
It'd be funny.
Level.
Yeah, the 20 foot's more fine. But see... Well, yeah, no, the 20 foot's fine, because the 20 foot is basically only there in case it's still a melee attack. That's the only reason it's there.
Yeah.
Because there's every possibility that they might, if they have used their entire turn, if they've started their turn next to you, there's already a problem, because you should have been able to use your first level feature to cast a spell and leave being next to them. So with this, if you're taking a melee attack from them, that means they have used movement to get to you already. You do that, you push them away, and hopefully they don't have enough movement to keep going.
Yep. All right.
Because if they still have all that movement, their entire movement after you push them, that means they started their turn next to you, and you fucked up.
So, one more feature. I gotta read this to remember if this is frustrating to me. I don't think it was. I think this was fine. Well, maybe a bit lackluster. 18th level.
Okay.
Immune to lightning and thunder damage. You get magical flying speed, 60 feet, which is a lot. It's a lot of magical flying. As an action, you can reduce your flying speed to 30 for 1 hour and choose a number of creatures within 30 feet of you. 3 plus your charisma. The chosen creatures gain magical equal to 30 feet, so you basically share it with a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Once you reduce, you basically can't do this again to use a short long rest.
I think that's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know what you can do?
Yeah. What?
You know, it's really funny. So this you can't. You have to take a short rest to use this again, but it lasts for an hour, which is the length of a short rest. Yeah. Short rest, mind you, is doing just menial to no activity for an hour to rest. What if you gave all your friends flight, then said, "I'm going to start taking a short rest," but they need to fly somewhere? Easy. Just have your friend, you're the strongest of your friends carry you.
No, just have the wizard cast Tensor's floating disc.
But basically, yeah, if someone can carry you, you can just keep recharging that 1 hour, and you have infinite flight for your entire party.
You can all just fly around the world. Actually, I didn't think about that. Have wizard with tensors. You have this. Everyone's just flying around. You don't even need a cart. You're all the cart.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm using something similar to that in another game where I'm playing a warlock. I'm using Disguise Self. I use the short rest to recharge the spell slot for Disguise Self, which lasts an hour and is not concentration. So as long as I'm not doing anything crazy, I can just do nothing for an hour and continue to look like this person for the rest of my life.
All right, that was
short rests are fun.
Short rests are fun. So
that was the sorcerer.
Nope.
No, storm sorcerer.
That was the storm sorcerer.
Okay.
Because there's this bag of worms. So I'm gonna start reading this, just not looking at that. I'm gonna look at the other stuff. Let's start here, and we already know wild magic.
Mm-hmm.
Tides of Chaos. You can manipulate the forces of chance and chaos to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Once you do so, you must finish a long rest before you use this again. And this is originally where you're supposed to roll on the Wild Magic Surge table, other than when you roll like a 1 on a spell. It feels so lackluster. Considering all the first level features Sorcerer's has been getting over the years, you get 1. And then that's it.
Power creep.
Yep. Bend Luck. When another creature you see makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, use your reaction, spend 2 sorcery points. You gotta use both. To roll 1d4 and apply a number rolled as a bonus or penalty. So you basically have a reaction bardic inspiration. But it costs sorcery points too.
Also only a d4, which seems like nothing for a 6th level feature that costs you 2 sorcery points.
Yep. Controlled Chaos. Whenever you roll on the Wild Magic table, you roll twice. Use either number. Spell Bombardment. That was all the 14th level set. Spell Bombardment, level 18. When you roll damage for a spell and roll the highest number possible on any of the dice, choose one of those dice, roll it again, and add that number to the damage roll. You can use this feature only once per turn. That's... Yep.
That could be good, but you only get to choose one of those dice. Imagine you cast Fireball and you had 4 6s come up, I get to roll 4 more dice.
That's what I was thinking.
But no, you can just only roll 1 though.
I think, okay. So, and I'm not going to copy and paste the entire fucking table. Let's not do that. Copy and paste this, the bottom 4. And I already think the Wild Magic Surge table. So I think what we can do.
Okay.
Is let's not look at what they say for Wild Magic Surge. The Surge, I think, should happen whenever you cast a spell or use some of these features. But through that, we improve the features to be a bit better because now they have the chance of triggering Wild Magic Surge whenever you use those features.
Okay.
So, let me put this down here. Wild Magic Sorcerer. And then
Just to be clear, we played a whole game where one of Kai was DMing it, and one of the players was a wild magic sorcerer. How many times did wild magic happen?
It actually, there were a few times it did happen, and it did nothing. And you might have heard me go, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
Oh, I did hear that.
Every time I said that, that was me going, "I can't believe I got wild magic and nothing happened."
Because there's so many features where it was like it heals for number, and you're like,
oh,
no one's hurt, so nothing happens.
Yep. You get all your sorcery points back. Wow, the day just started. Great. So the solution in my mind is just make it more likely to happen so that those off chances are,
So you get some more rolls.
Wild Magic Surge. So I'm gonna fill it in at the end. First, Ties of Chaos.
Do you think you can do this one by yourself? Because I do need to let my dog out.
I can do this one, I think, and you can come back and we'll talk about it.
All right, I'll be right back.
So first off, let's make Ties of Chaos.
You have the monk symbol up still.
I will change that. I will change that now. I'm never going to remember that. Okay, Ties of Chaos. So, this is one where basically you can gain advantage on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. I believe it should be equal to proficiency bonus, or yeah. You can use. Let me actually. Yeah. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. You gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. And then, anytime before you regain the use of this feature, the uses of this feature. No, actually, let's rephrase this. Every time you use this feature, your DM can roll a wild magic surge chance. Because what I want here's what I'm gonna do. When you cast a spell that uses that's a spell level of first or higher, your DM can roll a d20. On a 1, the DM. Okay. You roll on. No, the DM will still do it. On a 1. I don't really know if I should make the character the DM. You roll it. When you cast spell level of first level or higher, you roll a d20. On a 1, you must roll a d100 on the wild magic. Is this called the wild magic table? Wild magic surge table. Using the Tides of Chaos feature, Bend Luck feature, and Spell Bombardment feature. Also, you know what? They'll say it in those features rather than just lumping it all in the first one. Phrase that properly. Okay. So Tides of Chaos. It uses a number of uses equal to your proficiency bonus, because I'm gonna be honest, there's other features that do the one advantage better than this. This class should be better at doing its features, but at risk of wild magic surge. And I think this is. Every time you try and use Tides of Chaos, you can roll Wild Magic Surge. Bend Luck. You have the ability to twist fate and magic. When another creature you can see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, use your reaction to spend. God, should it really use sorcery points and your reaction? Only for a d4? Have you made a custom? I'm not making a custom surge table. No, no, no. We're using the base one. I'm not insane. If you want to use a custom surge, that's on you. I'm not going to go through all fucking 50 options and try and do that. That's insane. Starting at 6th level, so, Okay, I have an idea. You can use reaction. I'm gonna get rid of this, but, so you roll a d4 and apply a number, roll this bonus penalty. Here, I say you can expend 2 sorcery. Yeah, here we go. You can expend a sorcery point. Here. Multiple sorcery points to roll a higher number. I can spell expend. A higher, not number. Dice. Did I spell that right? I did. Why is that telling me it's wrong? Am I crazy? Alright. You can spend multiple sorcery points to roll a higher dice than this. 2 sorcery points allows you to roll a d6. Or allows a d8. I'm gonna keep going up. 10 allows not 10. 6. Am I crazy? 6 allows a d10. And 8 allows a let's go d12. I think that's fine because 8 is a lot. These are let me put it this way. At 6th level, you can't even expend 8 sorcery points. The best you could get is a d10. Maybe the progression's too fast though. Let me shrink this. 6 allows a d8. So 2 for a d6, 6 for a d8, 10 for a d10. You're basically using all of your sorcery points to make a roll success if you really want to. Like, if it's that necessary. Using this feature also causes you to roll a wild magic surge dice. Well, I'll specify wild magic surge d20, not the table. Alright, Controlled Chaos, whenever you roll... Yeah, I was fine with Controlled Chaos, although it's kind of... For it being your only 14th level feature, it's not great. Like, I like the feature, but I feel like it being the only one on 14th level is not good. Not ideal. What would I add to this, though? Huh. Trying to think. Because it's not necessarily adding something. I could try and rephrase this so that something good happens but can cause 2. Like, what if you have something here that forces you to roll on the wild magic table, but something, like, really good can also happen? Huh. This is a hard one. Controlled chaos is, like... Maybe I just don't touch it. I think I might not touch controlled chaos. Spell Bombardment. So harmful is when you roll damage for a spell and roll highest number possible on any dice. Roll those dice again and add that. Each of those dice and add that roll to the damage. I feel like that's how it should be. Like, when you get those high number dice, you just fucking do so much. You obviously can only use this feature once per turn. But using this feature requires you to roll a wild magic surge d20. I'm trying to make it very likely that the wild magic surge table actually comes up. And all of these features I want to do. Controlled chaos is... I'm trying to think. I have an idea. Here's the idea. You can roll twice on the wild magic. It is controlled chaos. Whenever you roll on the wild magic search table, you can roll dice. You can roll twice and use either number. You can also choose to move the target of the surge away from yourself and to another. Move the target of the surge from yourself to another creature if the surge centers on yourself. Centers are targets, I guess. I'm gonna enter so it's separated. You can only choose to do this once per long rest. I think that makes Controlled Chaos a little bit better as a 14th level feature. I think this is good. I think this is fine. Maybe it's strong. Maybe it's strong. I feel like the 18th level feature is pretty strong, but at the same time, it's 18th level feature. Ben Luck is also pretty strong, but at the same time, if you want it to be good, it's gonna drain your sorcery points, and you can only use that as a reaction. It takes up your reaction, so you wouldn't be able to protect yourself in any way should you need to use that reaction. Like on the shield spell that sorcerers kind of live off of. That's good. I think this is fine. I think this is fun. I don't know if it's too much. It might be. Hard to say.
What have you done?
Okay. Here's what I've done. First off, I'm going to go through this one at a time. Wild Magic Surge. Happens whenever you cast a spell of first level or higher. That's the base one. Tides of Chaos.
Okay.
This is a feature that makes it so that you gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. I've just changed it so that it uses your proficiency bonus, but every time you use it, you roll the d20. I've also made the d20 the player rolls it, not the DM.
Yeah, the force change.
Just so the player tells the DM when a wild magic surge happens.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, I gotta rephrase this to... You get a wild magic surge d20. There we go. Alright, Bend Luck. This is a feature that said, when another creature you can see makes an attack ability or saving throw just like Tides of Chaos, you can use your reaction, roll a d4, and apply that number as a bonus or penalty, your choice, to the creature's roll. You can also do so after the creature rolls, but before any effect of the roll occurs. I didn't change it, but what I said was, you can expend sorcery points to upgrade the dice you roll.
Okay.
2 sorcery points is a d6, 6 sorcery points is a d8, 10 sorcery points is a d10. Because that's a lot of sorcery points, but it's very likely that you fuck that target over. And then using this feature causes a wild magic surge d20 roll.
Okay.
There's no limit to uses, but obviously if you're using the big dice, you're using your sorcery points, and you only use this as a reaction, so you can't spam use it if the target's going to do something like extra attack. It's only going to affect one thing on their turn. That part might be strong, but...
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Then...
Here's my question, though. Do you have to spend sorcery points? Because if you don't, can you not just do this infinitely?
The reaction roll inherently uses a d4 that doesn't use sorcery points. I took that out. But it uses your reaction.
Can you use that d4 every turn?
You can. I could take that out. Or I could use it on proficiency bonus, number of uses, charisma?
What I would do is it
could be a number of times equal to your charisma modifier that you can use this feature.
Yeah, do that. That's fine.
I can spot type. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1. In case you're a sorcerer with no charisma for some ungodly reason. Alright, and then every time you use this feature, it rolls Wild Magic Surge d20, Controlled Chaos. This is the one that said you basically roll twice and use either number, and I felt like that was really not great for 14th level, so I just said once per long rest, because I've added so many Wild Magic Surge d20s, you can choose to move the result of a Wild Magic Surge onto someone else if the target centers on you. Only if it centers on you.
Okay.
So if you fireball yourself, you could move it to someone else, but this is a long rest use ability.
Okay, I dig that.
And then, or maybe you turn someone else into a potted plant. That's funny.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Spell Bombardment. All I said is what we said before. You can roll the highest number possible on any dice, and you roll each of those dice again and add all of the rerolls to the dice damage. You can use it once per turn. That was already on the spell feature, and using this feature causes you to roll a Wild Magic Surge d20.
Nice.
That means you could technically roll twice per spell.
Okay, I dig it.
That's all I changed. Just a lot more Wild Magic Surge chances. I tried to improve the uses of all of these. Alright. Sorcerer. Let me look at my sticky note list here. And I still have like 4 more.